These women have just seen their doctor, Dr. Death. He stalks the city through the dark of night.
I think somebody's coming toward my apartment.
He has powers more terrible than any man who ever lived. Don't answer your doorbell.
What do you want?
It may be Dr. Death making a house call. Rated R.
Now the hour of horror approaches and the terror begins at midnight. Midnight, when the dead drink the blood of the living. Midnight, by the co-author of Night of the Living Dead. Now don't miss John Russo's Midnight. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent. If you have a weak stomach, don't come.
Well, we hope you do come to the show next weekend to watch those two fantastic films with us.
Can you guess what movie Bill picked and which movie I picked?
There's a Bill and a Sam movie there.
Yeah, you should
There
tell
are.
everybody that we saw Midnight at the drive-in. What was it, last year or 2 years
Yeah.
ago?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Yinzer
Yep.
Horror.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I love
Yeah.
Midnight. A lot to say about it, as you can imagine, next week. And I love Dr. Death, too. So
I
it'll
do
be a
too.
good,
I like both of them.
nice double feature.
Mm-hmm.
Join us. Hey, how
So-
about that Dr. Frankenstein? Looks like Tracy didn't like it. It was the dog death. Understandable. What did everybody else think in the chat? Let us know.
Dr. Frankenstein didn't respect anybody's life, not even animals. But as we learned at the very end of the film, he wasn't really a doctor. He was a monster, right?
Right.
Frankenstein's monster Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's a very it's sort of Kafka-esque, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. If you could call it exploitation.
He had a lot of good 70s tech though in his room. That phone and the reel to reel, like you got to respect that.
Totally. That was the total groovy pad, his bedroom. And no wonder all the chicks wanted to go hang out with him there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's where he pull out his vibrator gun or whatever that.
What the fuck?
Pellet
That's
gun
the
or
old
whatever.
70s ones look like that, you know, you had the different attachments, I guess.
Yeah.
It was a suction cup or something.
Yeah, I don't know how that was fun for anybody.
She seemed to like it, but you know,
Yeah.
maybe secretly she was like, "Oh my god, this dude's weird."
Yeah, she told her friend, she's like, he pulled out some kind of weird gun he had to plug into the wall. And then he suction cupped my titty. I thought Becca was sleeping. I just got yelled at. So sweet. Hey everybody, welcome to Drive Us Home Double Feature.
I really dig this movie.
Yeah.
Well, you knew I was going to, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I knew you would, for sure.
It is very much a Bill movie. And it's got some
Furniture.
groovy, yeah, furniture. And I mean, if you guys enjoy those dance scenes, you may see them again at some point.
They're going to get absorbed into the fabric of our program, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. They will reappear at some future time.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like the day the dolls came to life?
I loved it.
Loved it. You should make a movie just about that, just like a movie project.
That's this band I just started getting into. I've always kind of liked them, and I had their album. It's called Human Sexual Response. Is the band, and they're from Boston, and they were formed in the late 70s. That song's from 1980. And I had their album, and I used to listen to it all the time, and then I just kind of forgot about it. And I made contact with Human Sexual Response again. I was like, man, this song is fucking amazing. I love it.
Well, I think some of the people liked it in the chat here.
Yeah, Tim liked it. He said he really liked this one, so that's good.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
And Eldon pointed out Lighthouse, the Canadian band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Totally forgotten today. Once upon a time, the top band in Canada.
It was them and Glass Tiger. And
Glass Tiger.
And Glass Tiger won. Don't forget me when I'm gone. Isn't that their song?
Brian Adams helped.
Brian Adams.
Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon Lightfoot.
And Helen Reddy.
Anne Murray.
Yeah,
Anne Murray.
Can I get an Anne Murray, please?
It's the Superstars of Canada.
It's like an SCTV sketch.
It really is.
The Superstars of Canada, right? You know, years ago, I went to a Canadian baseball game. It was at the Rogers Dome. I don't think they called it the Rogers Dome back then, but anyway, it was on Canada Day, July 1st, and they opened the roof up and they shot fireworks off, and they introduced the heroes of Canada. And it was kind of, I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of Canadians. I love Canada. I love my Canadian friends, but it was like, and now these are two helicopter pilots from the Gulf War that saw a U.S. Jeep with a blown tire, and they landed and fixed the tire. They're like a hero of Canada, along with the astronaut who was Canadian that went up to the International Space Station or Space Shuttle, whatever. So yeah, it's a lot different, but a lot of good memories in Canada, though. Saw Peter Gabriel in concert in Canada.
Whoa.
That was
wow.
that was during his tour for the album So. Wow, that was quite an excellent show.
Did he crowd surf during Biko?
What's that?
Did he crowd
hadn't
surf
done
during
Biko.
Biko?
This was pre-Biko, Bill. This was before Biko.
I
don't
thought
think
Biko was
done.
in
Maybe it
existence.
was.
Yeah, by
Was it
So.
on So? Okay. He didn't. I don't know if he did Biko at the concert. Maybe that's what I'm misremembering or remembering. But no, he was really good. Good performer. And you know who his backup singer was on the duet Don't Give Up? Now, you know, you've seen the video, right, from back in the day. It was
Mhm.
the great Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel. But here it was Paula Cole, who had a small career there for a while. Yeah, it was a great show. It was really good.
Yeah.
Wasn't she Where Have All the Cowboys Gone?
Mm-hmm. That was one of her hits. It was, I think, her biggest hit, actually.
I Don't Want to Wait.
I Don't Want to Wait. Used on
Yeah.
Dawson's Creek on the CW or the WB network.
Yeah. On the WB. It's the frog used to say.
Frog, right? Yeah, it's kind of like an all Canada night here since we had a Canadian movie.
Yeah.
Why
Becca
not?
refers to me as her frog, so she just yelled, "I married that frog." She's half awake, so occasionally we'll just yell things at me. While I know she's sleeping when the yelling stops. That's how it goes. Yeah, Shatner.
The night the yelling stopped.
The night the yelling stopped.
Yeah, people are pointing out like Degrassi, how Vince says Degrassi. That's a big Canadian show. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
SCTV, one of the funniest shows of all time, right? Kids in the Hall. Very funny.
All my Canadian knowledge is based on Kids in the Hall and SCTV, so that's pretty
I'm
much.
crushing your head. I'm crushing your head, right?
Everything I know about Cannibal Girls is what I know about Canada.
Well, you know, that's a good double feature to talk about because what did Cannibal Girls play with as the co-feature?
Raw meat.
I think it was it Raw Meat?
Yes.
AKA Deathline.
Deathline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Cannibal Girls had it had a warning bell, didn't it? When there was violence on the screen. You know, we're talking about major double features. Here's a movie that Bill will tell us all about what the gimmick was. It's based. See, I have a natural double feature on my T-shirt tonight. I have I Dismember Mama and the Blood Spattered Bride. Look at that.
Love it.
What was the giveaway, Bill, for this double feature? I know you love it.
An Upchuck cup.
Yes,
And
it was.
if there was anything in either movie that would make you upchuck, then you're a very sensitive person.
And since I've shown you that, and we are talking about I Dismember Mama, Bill, is that a segue to perhaps a foreshadowing of something?
Yes. Drive at Asylum issue number 26. When I finally get it finished, it's like maybe 2/3 of the way done. So it should be done in a couple of weeks. And one of the features is an all-time dream interview that I got with Zooey Hall. It goes by David Hall now, but I'm still going to call him Zooey on the cover of the magazine because that's how everybody knows him from this movie. I Dismember Mama. And it was really actually just a tremendous performance in a horror movie.
If you haven't seen that movie, go see it. It's excellent. It's disturbing. It's Drive at Asylum style.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't know what we are going to do it on the show at some point, but I don't. We just haven't.
Can you get David / Zooey on if you do the movie?
Now you see where I'm going.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be
my favorite double feature, and it's not the one is better than the other, but obviously for poster and for Bookwise is I Drink Your Blood and I Eat Your Skin.
That's the one everybody remembers.
Yeah. But I Drink Your Blood is so much better. Like it is,
Oh,
it's one of my favorite movies ever. And I Eat Your Skin's like, yeah, it's okay.
Gigi Graham, who hosted a bunch of times on the show, I think that was her favorite movie, right? But
She digs
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
movie.
one of them.
one of them. But let's see other famous natural double features other than I Dismember Mom and the Blood Spatter Bride. How about Vampire Circus and Countess Dracula?
Oh wow.
Hands of the Ripper and Twins of Evil. And another Hammer double that was natural, actually one of the last double features ever released by a major company in the United States. It was a Paramount pickup, was Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell and, wait for it, Captain Cronus, the Vampire Hunter.
Yes.
Oh, I
And
love
then
Captain
double,
Cronin.
I forgot it until you said it.
yeah, it's
There's a lot of ads out there.
And then double features vanished off the face of the earth when, I don't know, HBO came, VHS came, movie studios decided, heck, we're going to charge a lot of money. We're going to make a 2.5-hour movie and you're going to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
We'll charge more money for it.
I kind of like the 75-minute and hour and 20-minute movies we saw tonight better.
Yeah, me too.
Well, the whole culture disappeared. I mean, the places where you would go see a 75-minute movie started to disappear. It wasn't only that the filmmaking changed. It was, well, it did, but to accommodate this new approach that you mentioned, they closed a lot of those old places, and there was no reason to make these kinds of movies anymore. And it sort of morphed into the direct-to-video. I have to say, but it was different. It wasn't the same kind of cheap movie that they were making for the drive-ins and grindhouses.
No, they had a certain style. Another natural double feature that comes to mind that I'll throw out here is Grave of the Vampire and Garden of the Dead. And you guys showed Grave of the Vampire, which was the movie written by David Crane, who went on to do The Sopranos. I'm trying to think what other double features come to your mind, Bill, Sam?
I Drink Your Blood, I Eat Your Skin.
Yeah, right, we mentioned that.
Oh, did we? Sorry.
No. But, as a package deal, that was one of the ways you could get a lot of movie enjoyment and bang up for your buck. To go to one of these double features like we saw tonight at the drive-in, Night of the Witches and Dr. Frankenstein on Campus.
How about Criminally Insane and Satan's Black Wedding?
There you go. Nick Millard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Justice is the resident Nick Millard expert, I see.
Yeah, he's into the real estate.
Yeah.
He likes the houses.
Well, yeah, why not, right?
He looks them up on Zillow.
I don't know if you guys get this in your Facebook feed, but in mine, I get the movie fans that go out and get pictures at locations from movies. And it's not just the big stuff that you would imagine, like the top of the Empire State Building for, what was the rom-com with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan? Anyway, no, just all kind of weird.
I was thinking King Kong.
No, weird locations. Like if you went to Canada, I have a picture of myself standing in the gazebo at Niagara on the Lake. And that was featured in the movie Dead Zone, where the Castle Rock killer killed the girl. So it's like, okay. And then my friend Robert and I know exactly where the cathode ray mission was from Videodrome. And then there's a church that I have a picture in Canada from in downtown Toronto, which was featured in Dead Ringers. So
another double feature is I was thinking of was Corridors of Blood and Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory played together.
MGM double feature back in the day, am I right?
With a song that tied them together.
Yeah. What was the Ghoulish School?
Yeah, he mentions Corridor of Blood in the lyrics. He says, "Come with me down the corridors of blood." That's groove.
Yeah, that's amazing. What else you find, Sam?
Night of the Blood Beast played with She Gods of Shark Reef a lot.
Okay.
This may not be a often double feature, but I like it. Young Dracula and Beyond the Door 2.
Oh, that
It's
would have been Young Dracula's the movie with David Niven in it, isn't it?
No, that's
No.
old Dracula.
Oh,
old
that's
Dracula,
old Dracula. Yeah, who is
Young
Young Dracula?
Young Dracula is Andy Warhol's Dracula.
Oh, that's Andy Warhol's Dracula.
Yeah.
Blood for Dracula renamed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the edible's kicking in now. So anyway, go ahead.
Let's see what else I can find here. Sometimes you had movies playing like Hercules and Hercules Unchained played together.
Hmm.
War of the Gargantuas and Monster Zero played together.
I saw that at a drive-in.
Yeah, which is a pretty cool one. Man, I'm looking at a double feature for Halloween 3 and Amityville 2, which is like a dream night at the movies.
Wow.
That's a thrown together one, but that's something to get used to, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think it
Yeah.
was a reissue, but there was a double feature of The Blob and Dinosaurus.
Yes, there
Oh
was.
wow.
That played a lot of places. Like Jack
Mhm.
Harris put those
Beyond the
together.
Door and Abbey played together a lot of places too, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mike Justice is absolutely right. The canon double feature of Blood on Satan's Claw and Beast in the Cellar. He's absolutely right. Yeah, that was a famous natural double feature, if we're going to call it that.
There's The Devil's Reign played with Virgin Witch. At some places.
I remember that double. That's a Bryanston double feature.
Yeah, and the Redeemer played with Ruby as some double features too, which is a awesome one.
Suspiria and Eyeball.
Yeah,
Suspiria and Eyeball was the re-release of Suspiria. That was a Joseph Brenner, I think. I'm trying to.
Torso played with Autopsy too, like that too. Which
And Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And
They were a double feature together for years and years and years.
Yeah. Carrie and Autopsy played together too at some theaters.
Yeah.
Which is super wild.
It's weird.
Horror Hospital and Hollywood Hillside Strangler.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also seeing a Brenner released Eyeball and The Hills Have Eyes played Detroit theaters in 78.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's kind of a cool one. And Eyeball and Suspiria was the 79 re-release, Bill. You're right. That played, I see it in Toledo here.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's triple feature, but the Three Houses of Hell show, which is The Last House on the Left. Is it too soon to talk about 72? House That Vanished and Don't Look in the Basement, that's a Bill night at the movies there.
That's a Chris, Bill, and Sam night at the movie.
Anything with Don't Look in the Basement. Any of those Hallmark. Like I really, my dream would be to get in a time machine and go back and do a complete tour of screenings of Last House Part 2. Yeah. And see which movie I saw. Like I want to count the times I saw Twitch of the Death Nerve or Night Train Murders. Because you got one of those two movies, no matter, even though they have the same title.
A crazy independent international double feature in 78. It played around Detroit, and it was Nurse Sherry and House of Psychotic Women.
Yeah,
which is a pretty wild double feature.
That's a real wild double feature for sure.
Yeah. And Kidnap Coed played with Hitchhike to Hell. That's another interesting one.
Oh, what was Axe? It was Axe and something else.
The Child.
The Child.
Axe and The Child was Harry Novak's double feature.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Oh, that's a fine one. Wow.
It's nice to hear such enthusiastic response to these double features instead of eye rolling.
No.
No, I get so well. I mean, we have a whole show about double features. We put them together every week, and it's neat to watch two that belong together, though.
I was going to say, is this the first time the Drive-In Asylum has actually had a natural double feature?
No,
I think we had one other one.
Yeah, we did Blood of Dracula's Castle and Nightmare in Wax.
Oh, yeah. Another Crown double feature. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, number 2. That's good.
For real.
For real.
We may have done it once before, and I can't really remember.
Yeah, we're going to have to go through all the stuff.
I like doing it because the ads are already pretty much made. I just have to erase everything.
It makes it a little bit easier on you.
Mm-hmm. But
You want to see what came in the mail this week, Bill?
I'd love to see what came in the mail, Sam.
All right. We got from Arrow, Dark Water, and The Shootist, which is a pretty big movie for Arrow. Pretty cool.
Wow,
And
yeah.
from Radiance, Bounty Hunter Trilogy. They just sent me this. And then I wanted to show you guys our guest last week. Justin Burning was on. I bought the book, and you guys should buy it too. Handheld Hell. You can get it at graveface.com or you can get it at TerraVision on their site. That's where I got it. And it is really nice book. It has like a lot of photos and some really great. It's super thick and really goes in depth to shot on video. And I has my recommendation. I'm about 25 pages into it and I'm loving it. And just really think it's a cool book and looking forward to his next book too. So check that out. That's what came in the mail this week. And I also got this at the con. I got a new Severance sticker. I have hundreds of them, but got another one. But yeah. I also, if you guys are into 70s movies, I grabbed it for my friend who does the Tarantino podcast, the Making Tarantino podcast. He did not have any of the airport movies on DVD. And they are showing up at Walmart, the box set of the airport movies for $7. I think that's a pretty great deal, especially if you don't have them. And I think Airport 77 and 79 should be in everybody's collection. I think all the airports should be, but I'm partial to the crappy end one.
Airport to Concord, yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw this movie that was a total ripoff of Airport 77. I forget the title of it, but it was one of those recent digital movies, and it was a plane crashes in the ocean and it slides along to the edge of this abyss. And there's a shark circling, of course. There's a giant shark circling the plane, and
they don't all just sit in a room and watch a big screen TV while the ship's underwater, like in Airport 77.
They don't.
They're watching Gunsmoke or whatever they're watching.
How shameless to rip off Airport 77. If I wish I could take Karen Black and put her in 77 because I like the concept of 77 so much more, but Karen Black just steals the show.
Always does.
75. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you rather look at?
Yeah.
I would choose
Sylvia Christel. Sorry.
If Bill were casting the remake of an airplane movie, with anybody, I kind of know who Bill would have on there, right, Bill? Aldo's in First Class. Aldo Ray.
Oh, we can choose dead people? Yeah, Aldo Ray.
Yeah. That's Bill's version of
He and George Kennedy have a scene where they get stuck in the aisle and they have to push past each other. And it takes them a long time.
And then they both go to the bathroom together and close and lock the door.
As they walk past Cameron Mitchell.
And let's see, who else? Cliff Fatty Emmett can be there too. Also Harold Sakata.
Odd Job.
Mm-hmm. Loving it. I like this plane. I'm gonna write this movie.
I'm telling you gotta write this movie.
Is your friend Dave Bonavita going to be in it too? Give a young actor a chance.
He's going to be the air marshal.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll have a heroic death scene, and it'll be the tragedy at the end of the movie. He'll sacrifice himself to save the rest of us.
Yeah. I like that there's so many sacrifices in
Shelley Winters did it in 77.
Yeah. And in what's the one where the boat flips over?
Poseidon Adventure.
There's so many sacrifices in that where it's by the end you're just wiping out cast members left and right.
Poor Shelley Winters. She knew she wasn't going to make it.
No. How could she? She had to get out in time to go do Tentacles. She probably can you imagine if she did that in both those movies in the same week? She's like, well, first I died in a plane, and now I'm dressing like Betsy Ross and fighting an octopus.
She probably did do them at the same time.
Yeah,
God, could you imagine?
Yeah. Do you think I can't even imagine when they showed her the outfits for Tentacles. She was like really. That's
Yeah.
what
I
I'm
mean,
wearing.
her role is completely meaningless in that movie. She has nothing to do really, except react to a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, but she got paid.
Yep. Literally a phoned-in performance, right?
Yeah, today they would just have her do the Eric Roberts and just call on a cell phone and be like, like a talking cat that he recorded over a cell phone. That's the dream of acting when you're like, I can just
Yeah,
do
it
that.
is. Mhm.
Yeah.
There are
I
several
don't even.
phoned-in performances in Tentacles. Henry Fonda's role too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You barely see him, and he's like talking on the telephone.
That's like a national treasure. You know what I mean? Like he was like one of the greatest actors ever, and he's in Tentacles.
He's in Tentacles. Well, John Huston's in The Visitor. One of the greatest
Yeah.
directors
Sure.
of all time is in just the most bonkers movie you've ever seen.
Franco Nero's in it too. Franco
Yeah,
Nero's
he's
Space
Jesus. He's Jesus.
Yeah. God.
Well,
God,
John
The Visitor.
Huston's in Tentacles also.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot he is.
Cesare Denova is in Tentacles.
They're like, didn't you make African Queen? And he's like, yes, but now I'm making Tentacles. Oh, okay.
It's going to be the new Jaws. And there's
Yeah.
a giant octopus in it. It's
And
going
they're
to
like,
rule.
yeah. And well, hey, you know what? There's a bunch of us talking about Tentacles right now. Nobody's talking about other John Huston movies at 2 something in the morning, right?
Nobody's talking about Phobia.
No,
No.
they should, but they're not.
Yeah,
That's
well,
Canadian. That's a
it
Canadian
is.
movie.
That's right. Very good catch there, Bill.
Yeah.
Phobia. Oh my God. That movie's a tough sell. I watched that
Yeah.
on HBO.
Yeah, it's
saw
pretty
that years
boring.
ago.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Hey, you guys want to see the bathroom spider I discovered?
Oh yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God. What is that? A face hugger?
He's beautiful.
Oh man.
He's
Ew.
teeny tiny. Okay.
Wow.
He wanted me to tell everybody that this picture makes him look bigger and scarier than he really is. And I flipped it. This is actually a ceiling shot.
Mhm.
Clinging to the ceiling.
Well,
I haven't named him yet, but I don't want to
he
get
can
too
go on
attached.
he's not poisonous. He can go on his merry way.
Oh, he could never bite any human
No.
being. He's too small.
Well,
Poor old guy.
yeah.
He'll be dead soon. I don't want to get too attached.
Oh. He brought it down. Oh well.
Yeah, it'll be like every sitcom of the 60s where the goldfish dies and the dad has to go out to the store to buy a new one.
Or Tweety dies. Couldn't you have picked a school day? I love the Freeling household. I think they dealt with life in a very positive and upbeat manner, and at night they smoked a bunch of weed.
Yeah. You know who else smoked a bunch of weed? Sid and Marty Krofft.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think they admitted they smoked a bunch of weed.
You don't say.
Yeah.
God,
HR Puffin stuff, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. They
Wasn't
did it all.
there Witchy Poo, and which one had the magic flute? Yeah.
Witchy
There's
Poo.
Lidsville and some of the other ones too.
Lidsville, yeah.
Yeah.
With
Oh.
Charles Nelson Riley.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Charles Nelson Riley.
You know what show he was really good on, Bill, that
Match
nobody
Game.
remembers? Oh, way before that. The Ghost and Mrs. Muir.
Yeah.
Way
I used to
going.
love that show. I saw the movie and was really disappointed that it wasn't like
The movie is so
TV
dark.
show.
It upset me
Yeah.
so much as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm seeing where the conversation goes.
Yeah, I am too. I'm looking here. Oh. We still have 12 people in the chat here on Facebook.
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
There's 23 total. So
Whoa.
we have just as many people on YouTube.
We've done it.
Wow. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Look at that.
Yeah. Thanks for coming back, by the way, for the third
Yeah.
segment. We know it's late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I tried to
Vince
take a
says that-
nap and I was too excited for the show and I couldn't nap. So.
Same here. Now, Vince says that he thinks Garage House needs to reissue Bloodstalkers and their trailer compilations.
Is Bloodstalkers out of print?
I don't know. Is it?
I can't imagine that Bloodstalkers is out of print, but it could be, I guess.
Okay.
I have all the trailer traumas they put out, which are very nice.
Oh, you could just, sink into oblivion, and we have watching the trailer compilations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the AGFA, American Genre Film Archive. Those trailer compilations are pretty funny.
Yeah, and the Umbrella ones are really nice too. The
Umbrella,
drive-in ones that they put out. I have all those too. That's one of my favorite things to do is just put those on when I'm working and then just zone out. And I get so excited about movies and then bounce around the room.
Sam and I annoy. If you think we're annoying on the show, you should see us when we're in person watching a trailer compilation or a 1980s one-hit wonder compilation on.
We just yell as loud as we can at the screen together.
Well, what do you? Here's a question: what do you think is the best trailer or your favorite trailer?
Oh, I know what mine is.
What's yours, Bill?
What's yours, Bill?
Oh, you want me to go first? It's the trailer for Alien.
Oh, that's a classic trailer.
It's so good. It is. You had to have been there to know how good that trailer is. Yeah.
It sold the movie.
It was absolutely stunning, and because when I was a kid, you didn't know what Alien was about yet. It wasn't part of the cultural consciousness, and it was just completely unknown. And
he had not yet tried to sell you a beta tape.
Yes.
Yes.
The xenomorph was still shy.
Yeah, still shy. Wasn't like all smiles yet. I like a lot of trailers just because of how memorable they are to me and not how good the movies are. No, I really like Teenage Mother. Teenage Mother is one of my favorites. The Teenage Mother. She's 9 months of trouble. I like the Pink Angels a lot. The movie's not good. The trailer's great. And I really like the Suspiria trailer with the woman combing her hair and turning because it's horrifying.
The end of you.
So, yeah, those are some of my favorites.
Yeah, I would have to say my favorite, if you guys remember it, was the triple feature Orgy of the Dead, where they had the interviewer outside the theater.
Oh, yeah.
Outside the mental hospital. They're taking the guy away. He's just seen the Orgy of the Dead trilogy. And the three films were all retitled. I think there was Malenka, it was Fangs of the Dead, and then what was Kill Baby Kill Bill?
It was Revenge.
Revenge of the Dead. What was the other Dead film?
Curse of the Living Dead was Kill Baby Kill, and Revenge of the Living Dead was the Murder Clinic.
Murder Clinic, yeah. Wow, great. But that was my absolute favorite spot because whoever put that together was a marketing genius.
Then years later, Don't Go Near the Park was reissued as Curse of the Living Dead as well.
Oh, was it? Oh, wow.
Muddying the waters a little bit.
Muddying the waters.
Let's look at some ads.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Absolutely.
This is just some cool shit I pulled out of thin air. No rhyme or reason.
That's the best reason.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agree.
Ooh.
So first we have Love Exorcist. And what movie is that, I pray tell?
Is that Pigs?
Yes.
Ah!
You got it on the first guess. Yeah. And
Pigs and a Hammer film.
Yeah.
Awesome. The movies. Wow.
It's a big idea to get used to, isn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't have any artwork for Vampire Lovers, though. Boo.
Boo.
Boo. I don't like this.
Well, actually, I kind of do. I love when they had to typeset the title.
Yeah.
And notice they mismatched the quotation marks here.
Mm.
on Vampire Lovers.
Wow, this is totally unplanned.
Yeah.
No, it was planned. I pulled this out after we talked about
Oh,
tentacles.
okay. Okay, good.
Oh, okay. Tentacles. There it is.
There were a couple different ad designs for tentacles. This was the only one I knew until
Mhm.
years later when I started doing the page, the Groovy Doom page. There's two different ad styles that I had never seen before. One is a swimmer who's doing the backstroke, and the octopus is underneath of her.
Mhm.
And then there's another version where it's the same scenario, but the woman that the octopus is grabbing is totally different. It's strange. And it was sort of a double feature thing with Squirm for a night of Wigglies. Tentacles is ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
I like that the font has its own little wave to say, "Hey, everybody."
Yeah. Oh, I have a love-hate relationship with tentacles. It's just fucking ridiculous. If you know anything about octopuses, you know that they can't do the things that tentacles has them doing, which includes, I mean, they can climb out of the water, but not the way tentacles describes.
Bill, it's called
Exactly.
dramatic license, buddy. If George Kennedy can fire a handheld missile out the window of a jet airliner, it's dramatic license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like it.
No, I know. Ooh.
Oh, hey.
There's
Prophecy
prophecy
Bear.
there.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And the Bat People. Bill, what is
Mhm.
Hell House Girl?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to ask me that. It's something that's really not all that exciting. I can't remember.
Oh.
I'm going to have to look it up right now. Hell House Girl. Oh, it's School for Unclaimed Girls.
Oh, one of those. Was that one of those German sex
Schoolgirl
things?
Report kind of movies?
No,
Yeah.
it was it's from 69.
Okay.
It's an import. I forget what country. Yeah. Oh, someone has some action going on wherever they are.
Me.
Yeah.
So, High Prophecy Bear and Bad People.
Bat people.
Oh. House of Whipcord.
Oh, Pete Walker.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Without a Stitch as well.
No
You feature.
no stitches. Oh, Pete. I
No,
love
the
you.
second movie is called Without a Stitch.
Oh, without a stitch. Oh,
The
okay.
co-feature is called Without a Stitch.
Because it's like kind of like they've kind of buried the title.
Oh no, wait. This isn't Without a Stitch. This is some kind of hooker movie, and they covered up the title.
Oh.
It's business doing pleasure with the Rah Rah Girls.
The Rock. Come teach me.
Come teach me.
Because this movie is all about teaching.
Teaching. Yeah. But what? Yeah.
Nothing
Ooh.
says blood show like these two movies.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm 6:30. I would be there at 5, just bouncing off the walls outside. Not even in a car. I'd show up on my bike. Little flag on it. So excited.
Look at that amazing banner at the top. It says Ren
Oh.
Drive-In.
La Ren. A Gulf States Theater. But I love the Blood and Black Lace type, how it's all just kind of jamming together.
And one is
Beautiful.
negative, positive. It's negative, positive.
Yeah.
You got white font, black font.
I'm down with both these movies, and I love them.
You got it.
Oh, what a night. Oh. It's a Blood Island movie, Bill?
No, Blood Fiend is it's a Christopher Lee movie. It's-
It's Theater of Death.
Yes. But this artwork is from Frankenstein's Bloody Terror,
Mm-hmm.
which is really
Wow.
weird. Like, why would they do that? I mean, it's promising you more horror and more screams. Like, there might be like 5 screams in an ordinary movie. In this movie, there's going to be at least 15 screams, okay? And more fright than you'd ever dare to imagine or dare to dream. Blood Fiend.
But what about the thrills and chills that I've heard it's packed with?
They're there. I guarantee you.
They're there? Okay.
You will find thrills
Okay.
and chills packed into Blood Fiend. And that movie was constantly retitled. It never got a major release as Theater of Death. And it was always sort of like just tacked on to the end of a triple bill.
Mm-hmm.
And Brides of Blood, of course.
Another
Amazing.
Hemisphere International independent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Loving it. Little hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Drummond had prophecy anxiety in the woods. I don't blame you. But that scene where they're just sort of sleeping there and all of a sudden they're confronted with a giant prophecy bear.
Prophecy Bear.
It's terrifying.
Aw.
This is just blowing my mind.
The Wren.
Abbey and Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill ran at the drive-in a few years ago.
Yes.
That was the
Love
first time I ever saw it.
Love both of these movies.
Yeah. Wow.
And this was a reissue too. So AIP didn't completely stop Abbey. It did play theatrically. It just, they took it out of circulation when it started making a whole bunch of money because they were afraid if it made a lot of money, Warner's would sue them.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the restoration of that. I mean, that's, everybody wants Abbey. Am I correct? I mean,
Oh, yes.
you should just die for an Abbey Blu-ray.
Yep.
And of course, we do have a Blu-ray for Black Frankenstein, more commonly known as Blackenstein. Yeah. And the co-feature is Werewolf versus Vampire Woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you had one actually good movie and Blackenstein. Well, the double feature.
Well, but you get double thrills and double chills.
Mm-hmm.
Blackenstein is a mess. I mean, again, I love it. I do love it because it's so stupid and bullshit. And to think that it was sort of, kind of presented with a straight face, it makes me happy. All right. That's all the ads I have.
Oh. Thank you, Bill, for putting those together.
Mm-hmm.
As always.
I guess we're lucky that we could see Abbey at all.
Yeah.
I shouldn't bitch because for a long time, I think the story is that it was lost, which of course was not true. It was not lost, but eventually we did get that really shitty transfer that's like all milky and yellowing, but it's better than nothing.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy to have it, but there's some of the same movies come out a million times a year in different versions, and it would be nice to get some new things,
Yeah.
But,
are you saying you don't want another ultra high definition, mega filtered grain transfer of Halloween?
No, I don't need it.
But no, this time, Sam, you're going to smell it.
Oh, well,
you're going to smell Halloween when you watch it. So you have to buy
you actually get to be in the movie with virtual reality glasses.
And there's going to be a poster, and it's going to be super cool. And they'll have more people talking about Halloween, analyzing it, talking about, yeah, no one knew that movie was going to be famous.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad everybody had a blast watching these, and thanks to Gene for coming on. AC, thank you for coming on. As always, bringing the research and 2 great movies to watch with us. So thank you. Bill, thanks for all the hard work of the videos. The new videos this week were the best I think you've ever done. I appreciate it.
Love those dolls.
Yeah, love those dolls, and love the movies we watched tonight. Even just as excited next week for another double feature. And I'll discuss my I'll be doing a pill recipe instead of a cocktail recipe next week, and show you how to properly take your Nibutol or whatever I take at night.
Your what?
I don't know. One of those. There's so many drugs, and then they all have generics on them now, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, that's what I take. I don't know. I'm gonna get like Marilyn Monroe now, where I just don't even need water anymore. I can just take handfuls of them and just swallow them.
Look what happened to her.
Yeah, I know.
She was murdered.
You think? Maybe.
They're still trying to figure it out.
They're still trying to figure.
As Keith Morrison says, could it have been murder? he's Canadian.
But what
he had a great one the other day. Becca watches Dateline 24/7 on the Pluto channel, and he has so many great ones. He's like, you think it maybe you were wrong? The one guy.
What about that house call that doctor made to Marilyn's apartment that day? Could that have had something to do with her mysterious death?
Oh, but there was that pesky DNA.
Yes, that's it. That pesky DNA.
And calls to President Kennedy's private line.
And what about Peter Lawford? What was he doing in this situation?
He was talking to Sammy in Vegas.
Exactly. There's so much of when I was a kid, I always thought like, by the time I get to be the age I am now, all these secrets will come out. And they ruin conspiracy theories too. Like now they're ruined. Like they're no fun anymore.
No.
Like I liked them better when it's just like, that's ridiculous. And now they're just like, yeah, fuck, okay, maybe. Yeah. Goodbye, Norma Jean. No, I never knew you at all. That's
Jack, I just can't take it anymore.
I just can't take it. Do you think is there any celebrity that could die today that Elton John would do another Candle in the Wind? I don't think so.
Remember when he changed the words to match
Goodbye, England's Rose.
Diana?
Yeah. I only know the beginning. I know all the other Candle in the Wind. I don't know that one.
Nobody knows that one.
No.
Except he put it out as the B-side to his new single, and it was called Believe or something. No one even remembers that, but it went to #1 because that tribute to Lady Diana was on the flip side. Shrewd and cunning Elton John.
Yeah, was that marketing, or was that just he was sad? Who can say?
Well, they were friends.
Kind of like a Tears in Heaven situation.
So just go ahead and make money off of it. That's okay, Elton.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So next week, we're going to be back with another double feature Saturday at 8. We're going to do Dr. Death and Midnight. Oh, that trailer.
Midnight. I'll bring up my Midnight poster that has coffee all over it that George Russo spilled all over it. That'll be my big show and tell.
George Russo and John Romero.
God damn it, I'm so fucking tired. Yeah, seriously, this switching up bedtimes thing is for the fucking birds. I'm going to be a mess at the drive-in.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do it anymore, Sam Panico.
I'm going to be able to do it. I'll be adjusted by then. Everything's going to be good. Well, I'll be fucking eating pepper at the Honey Bear before you know it.
AC, that'll probably be the next time we gaze upon your face, is at the Monsterama.
Very well. Then, so it is written, so it shall be done.
Oh,
We hope we'll see all of you next week here on the program. We like hanging out with you on Saturday nights, and we hope you'll be back.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.